ada juga beberapa komen kritik post film yang kayak Aurora is so bad in this film and stuff like that. I'm like,
ada satu poin yang mungkin itu udah cukup common di Indonesia, which is an adaptation from a viral thread.
Aku tanya source material ini apa? Twitter thread, and I was like, wow. The inspiration for the movie for me is it starts with a question that I am too afraid to ask my own mother.
Creating like a film, you also need to be like such a curious person, you know.
Are we going to see a lot of jump scares?
Of course, like there's some hard times with it too. You know, being vulnerable ain't easy. Let me tell you.
He said that Aurora is the future.
Oh wow.
How do you respond to that?
I've been kind of like following a lot of Abang Joko punya career juga because I owe a lot of my beginning di Indonesia to him.
Yes.
Mungkin nanti di masa depan Aurora Ribeiro bisa jadi filmmaker juga, sutradara.
Amin.
Sabri di mana? Jauh ya ini.
Welcome back to Natap Layar. Karena cinta film,
Pantas dibahas bareng.
tepuk tangan lu dong semua. Sabrina,
Yes.
barengnya sama siapa hari ini?
Very juicy.
Very
Ada-
interesting.
Ada Kak Aurora Ribeiro dan ada Kak Randolph Zaini.
Give some applause, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for coming here, you
Yeah,
guys.
Thank you for
Oh my
coming.
God.
Aurora, we love your work. Especially for me personally, gue suka banget like and share. Me and my
Thank you
wife.
so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sabrina kayaknya sangat suka di Shadow Trace.
I really like Shadow Trace.
Yes. And Kak Randolph Zaini, your reputation precedes you. Your name came up even before you came here.
Yes.
Scandalous. You know.
So yeah,
It was
thank
a
you guys
scandal,
for coming to our humble studio.
Yup.
Yes, kita mau bahas apa nih, Sab?
Banyak yang mau dibahas hari ini.
Banyak yang
sih.
mau dibahas ya.
Tapi specifically karena sebentar lagi ada film yang mau keluar dari Kak Randolph Zaini sama Kak Aurora Ribeiro, which is Dia Bukan Ibu.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about that. Sama kita juga akan ngobrolin seputar industri film, like always,
Yes.
from the perspective of these guys.
Are you guys excited for the upcoming film?
Yes.
Hell yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very excited.
Can you elaborate like how excited are you guys?
Yeah.
I'm on top of the world. I'm just very excited because
What about Kak Randolph?
Yes.
I'm trying to compose myself here, so
Alright.
you know, but doing it very badly.
trying to
That's
be
how I expect.
nonchalant.
Nice. Well, kita nanti akan bahas lebih lanjut lagi
Yes,
mengenai
benar.
filmnya Dia Bukan Ibu. Tapi sebelumnya, biasanya gini, aku jelasin konteksnya sedikit dulu.
Yeah.
Biasanya kalau ada guest datang ke Natap Layar, kita selalu punya yang namanya Bible questions. Seperti
Yeah.
pertanyaan wajib dari kitabnya Natap Layar. Itu bisa jadi pertanyaan pembuka.
Okay.
Dan itu nanti kita akan tanya satu-satu. Jadi Aurora dan Kak Randolph akan jawab masing-masing.
Warm up question.
Siapa yang mau nanya, Sab? Gue atau lo?
Gue deh, boleh.
Oke.
Oke.
Fire away, bro.
Ganti-gantian di obsession ya.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question is, Kak Aurora sama Kak Randolph udah ngeliat gimana the current film industry di Indonesia. What do you feel about it? Stance-nya gimana dari Kak Aurora sama Kak Randolph?
Are you asking about the current state? Yeah, these days.
Yes, from your point of view.
From your point of
From
view.
my
yeah.
point of view, I'm liking what's happening right now because a lot of movies that are out of the norm, out of the usual approach, they are doing extremely well.
Yeah.
Like Sore, like Jumbo,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm hoping the Tinggal Meninggal also will do
Meninggal,
well
yes.
because
Yeah.
I like the
Pada
movies
bagus.
that get out of the comfort zone, out of the box a little bit, slightly offbeat, you know, just to hear like new voices instead of the same repeat of what the industry does. So
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm very hopeful. I'm very optimistic about that too. So,
Nice.
But, yeah, you're very optimistic about our industry, right?
yes.
right now.
All right, cool.
Cool. Yeah. How about you?
Well, kind of the same thing. same, but yeah, with a lot of like new, not like the normal stuff coming out. I feel like it's very exciting. Also, I'm very excited with Tinggal Meninggal. I can't wait to see like how people will take it.
Yeah.
Yes, can't wait.
Yeah, me too.
You haven't watched it?
I have watched it, but
Alright.
not until the end because I had to
Alright.
leave for some reason.
Okay. So you're going to watch it again.
I'll watch it again
Yeah.
and again and again.
It's very good. It's very good. I can say
Yeah.
that much.
Alright, cool.
Nice, cool.
Cool,
Berarti lagi
yeah.
optimistic nih apa
Yeah,
namanya
very
industri film.
optimistic
Yeah, I think.
about the industry.
Yeah, I think that has been like the answer, which is like actually good ya.
Yeah.
Menandakan sesuatu yang bagus kan.
Yes, sebenarnya memang banyak hal positifnya sih yang terjadi untuk
Yeah.
industri kita ya. Especially karena ada Sore, Jumbo, it's like going in a row gitu ya kan. But still kayak pengen membantah argumen. No, just kidding. Nggak. Well, we can move forward. Just save it for the last question.
Yeah,
I'm
Also-
interested in what you guys think
yeah.
about.
Oh yeah.
What you think about this movie industry today?
Actually, sebenarnya karena beberapa film Indonesia yang keluar akhir-akhir ini, I really like semuanya. So I'm also like feeling semoga kedepannya film-film yang beda tuh akan jauh lebih banyak gitu sih.
Yes.
Dan menawarkan tontonan yang variatif sih. Because I really want that. I really want like a very diverse options of films yang aksesibel gitu buat semua orang.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's going to be soon.
Yes. Kinda agree. Sebenarnya kalau dari aku lebih punya harapan karena ada Tinggal Meninggal, ada Sore, Jumbo.
Dia bukan ibu.
Dia bukan ibu. In the future, filmmakers, stakeholders, investors, semua yang terlibat di industri ini tuh bisa lebih berani untuk mengeksplor film-film yang memang tidak pada umumnya aja sih di Indonesia. Ya sebenarnya itu aja sih kalau harapan generalnya aku sebagai penikmat film. Belum jadi pelaku kita Sob.
Yep.
Kita belum jadi pelaku ya.
Manifest. Manifest.
Don't wait longer, just do it.
Yeah,
just
jump
do it,
in,
bro.
Yeah,
Gue
just
sih.
do it. Kayak tagline brand apa ya? Alright,
Tapi
well
dong.
sebenarnya speaking about like the industry ya kan. Tadi kita kan juga udah mention beberapa judul film yang kayaknya tuh breaking the barrier. Sebenarnya kan kayak Jumbo, film animasi yang udah di crafting selama itu terus tiba-tiba memecahkan rekor. Something yang kayaknya mungkin gue sama Sabrina waktu itu sebagai penonton nggak expect sama sekali. Ternyata Jumbo tuh bisa langsung kayak push forward ke number 1 of all time berarti sekarang kan.
Bener.
Terus ada Sore, mungkin Sore itu lebih ke genre-nya tuh lebih eksploratif gitu. Mungkin nggak cukup umum di Indonesia mungkin ya, I don't know. Probably ya kan.
Yeah.
Nah, speaking about this upcoming film, Dia Bukan Ibu. We were discussing, we discussed this like last night, me and Sabrina. It's actually ada satu poin yang mungkin itu udah cukup common di Indonesia, which is an adaptation from a viral thread, right? Yeah, we can confirm that, right? Because itu ada di trailer ya kan, itu sudah diinfokan ya.
Yes.
My questions are, not is are. How do you feel about it, and what makes you decided to be involved in this project? Like both of you.
Yeah.
Starting from me, this is before Aurora joins the project, right? So asal usul ini Dia Bukan Ibu. I got called in by MVP and they offer me this project. Tolong di adapt into a movie, right? Aku tanya source material ini apa? Twitter thread, and I was like, wow, I don't know, I have no idea how to adapt a Twitter thread. Terus waktu aku baca juga, I still haven't found like the exact narrative dari threadnya ini. But the thing is, something yang stuck with me is the judulnya itself. I know it's very simple, very simplistic way of saying it.
Yes.
But Dia Bukan Ibu, for some reason, it invokes some sort of very personal emotion within me.
Okay.
Jadi yang aku tanya, okay, we have like certain characters yang memang namanya sama di sini, tapi do I have a creative freedom to adapt this into, you know, a story that I truly, you know, feel invested in?
Yeah.
Nah, begitu aku dikasih that freedom liberation to go crazy segala, then I start I can start
Crafting.
having fun di sini.
So you got that, you got full creative control.
Yes,
Di dalam penulisan ceritanya.
Yeah, because even the Twitter writer Jero Point also said like, oh yeah, please go ahead, silakan shape it any way you want.
Seberapa besar Kak Randolph mengubah dari cerita aslinya?
We still maintain the same names-nya juga, some general kayak premise concept. Tapi where we take the story it went to like quite a widely, different ending lah. As people will find like, oh, this is not what happens in the Twitter thread. Tapi at the same time, there's like some bits and pieces that still stays.
Still intact
Yeah.
from the original story.
Yes. Because like in Twitter thread, it's usually it's situations, right? It's series of situations. Tapi crafting it into a story, you need some continuation, like causality dari adegan sebelumnya segala, what motivates, what propels to the story point berikutnya. And in Twitter thread, it's usually this happened.
Yeah.
Tapi not always connected.
Yeah, they're like only jumping like from one events to the next, right? Yeah. Sebenarnya itu aku juga sempat penasaran sih tentang gimana banyak film-film yang adaptasi dari thread. Mungkin nggak usah viral thread deh. Ini ngomongin thread aja gitu. And thread is like a very limited space buat nulis kan sebenarnya. And then like when you gotta make it into a film, it has to be like itu harus lebih solid gitu loh. And then how do you solidify that gitu loh? How did you do it? Yeah.
I think it's. Usually adaptation can come from anything, right? And we are so used to seeing like, oh, it's somebody's life, or it's a novel, or it's another movie. But sometimes adaptation can come from even song or poetry, right? As we seen in like the movies that we love. But for me, personally, I go back to how I'm seeing Mother. Now, are you ready to hear like the inspiration from the filmmaker side about Dia Bukan Ibu? I mean, yes, there is the source material itself, tapi me, when I was approaching it, I have like a different take on this story. So if we go back way further, Randolph kecil, waktu masih kecil, my cita-cita was to become suami rumah tangga. And the reason is because growing up, my father itu always busy and he's a workaholic, rarely at home. But the one that always stays at home, the one that I see growing up was my own mother. Dan to me, my mom was the coolest person growing up. She's very artistic. She paints, she plays the guitar, she sings, she dance. Pokoknya yang jagoan banget, and she's always there for the children. And I feel like, wow, this is what I wanted to be when I grow up. Obviously, societal pressure and all that, right? Then I found my passion in storytelling too. But, as I grow up older and older, the more I see my own mother, itu aku ngerasa ada something yang perlahan-lahan gradually layu dalam hidupnya dia. Because, she had her own dreams, tapi she becomes a housewife. Dan aku ngerasa kalau kita nanya orang siapapun yang jadi ibu, gimana rasanya jadi ibu? Wah, capek sih segala, tapi itu berkah segala. Tapi yang biasa susah diterima sama society itu kalau yes, being a mother sometimes comes with certain level of regret, resentment sometimes, or grief. And that's something yang very human, but it's very taboo in a way to talk to. And I see it in a way where my mother's own dream and ambition segala itu kayak pelan-pelan itu kayak dibuang, ditelantarkan semua. So for me, going back to the inspiration for the movie for me is it starts with a question that I am too afraid to ask my own mother, which is, what did you lose by having me, mom? And so you ask what the movie is about. It's basically, yes, there is a story about a mother and the children yang starting a new life, but at the same time, it's inherently in it. It's a conflict between motherhood and womanhood. That's in a nutshell. That is. Sorry for the long answer, but
that's very insightful.
Well, I have a response to it actually. Gue udah respon sih Kak Randolph. Aurora will get to you after this. I'm sorry.
Forget about it.
Should have asked started with her.
Well, to be honest, ketika gue ngeliat trailer pertama kali Dia Bukan Ibu, terus diinfokan adaptasi thread viral, for me personally gue langsung brush it off. Kayak enggak deh, kayak buat gue pribadi tuh itu udah melelahkan buat gue gitu. Karena I've seen the first film yang diadaptasi dari thread viral gitu kan. Terus selanjutnya gitu loh. Tapi ketika tadi Kak Randolph menjelaskan itu gitu. Yeah, that's what makes it different.
Exactly.
Ya, jujur ini bukan karena gue lagi ngomong sama lo langsung karena gue malah jadi tertarik buat nonton. Ya, because it came from something so emotional
And very
and very
personal.
personal. Ya,
Yeah.
ya itu lebih baik ditulis di poster sebenarnya tadi.
Bener. rather than adaptasi.
Yeah, but that's it. That's my
Yeah.
response. Yeah,
Actually.
let's get to
Aurora, how about
Yeah.
you? Yeah, how about
Appreciate it,
you?
thank you.
Apa?
Thank you, Karina.
What makes you decide to be involved in this project?
Well, at first, I was talking with Randolph, having our seperti biasa curhat session in the telephone, and then Randolph cerita that he was trying to make something like the film. Terus dia kayak cerita what the story was, and I was like, oh my god, very very interesting, and I just. Well, yes, I have no doubts. I mean, I trust Randolph so much because I feel like creating like a film, you also need to be like such a curious person, you know. You need to know a lot of stuff, and Randolph knows so many stuff. He's like a Wikipedia.
I'm a nerd.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I said yes, and then dari situ ya kita reading. We try to find yang jadi Ali, jadi Dino, jadi Ibu, and then so there's always this process with Randolph.
What kind of
When
process?
we are doing the preparasi, Randolph wants to talk one-on-one with the actor to get to know them, and also to get to know maybe how they can relate to their character, and also what their idea is with the character, maybe what they can add from their own experience to inside the character that can make it just more real and more. I mean, if you relate to something and you're playing the character,
Grounded, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
To make the character more close to you. And I've heard this from like some of the actors that was working with Randolph, and I was so excited to go through that process. And yeah, and then I read the thread. Tapi emang kalau di thread tuh ada beberapa bagian yang menurut aku mereka they didn't explain it, you know. But in the film, I feel like we get to the roots of why the mother is the way that she is, and also the things yang kalau di threadnya kayak kenapa ya, but in this film we get to know like where the root is,
Nice.
you know.
So this was your first time working with Randolph.
Yes.
Yeah, how is it? Describe it in one word.
Amazing.
Describe it in one
Randolph is a genius.
word. How about you, Randolph? Like,
Aurora,
how is it?
I don't want
working
to
with
hear
Aurora?
It's okay, say anything you want.
I got too lucky.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been wanting to work with Aurora. Yeah, since I watch like and share juga, and then yeah, I mean, and we met sebenarnya udah 5 tahun lalu di JAF Film Festival.
Yes.
And you know, talking with her and feeling her passion and her seriousness and commitment, and ya aku ngerasa sangat ketolong karena emang as a director I do need a lot of help. You know, and sometimes you know I am an awkward personality at times. Dan juga aku kadang suka ngerasa risih kalau I feel like I'm being given too much credit for an artistic pursuit juga, yang resultnya itu apa. Karena dalam prosesnya aku selalu ngerasa butuh dibimbing sama my crew, my head of department. They all help the story, and especially the people, the cast playing it. And Aurora gives so much into the character. Dan kita benar-benar ketemu di tengah. It's not just like, okay, Aurora ini karakternya Vira, dia kayak gini, become the character. It's more like, Vira itu hasil aku nelanjangin diri secara emotional, my own vulnerability, embarrassment, my regret semua gitu, my fear. Dan aku udah kasih semuanya, tapi I feel it's not complete. It's a script.
Yeah.
Tapi once dikasih once kita mulai discuss aku sama Aurora, she is incredibly generous, incredibly perceptive, incredibly just giving and there's no guard for her approach.
That
And
is
that's
sometimes my problem. I have no guard. I'm
Not-
so open.
Not in this case, because it makes the character
Yes,
infinitely better than
Thank you,
whatever the
Aurora.
source material atau the scriptnya itself.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Do you guys want to work again together?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
Bakal ditunggu sih.
Yeah, cool. What about working with the other cast?
Yeah.
Oh, they're all so
Oh.
amazing. Kaya I feel like Ali is such an open person. Meeting Ibu also. Ibu is such an open person. Artika Sari Devi. We just clicked when we first met. Apalagi aku sama Ibu ya. Kalau Ali kan aku udah kenal.
Yeah.
Tapi kalau sama Ibu, this was the first time I ever saw her and finally get to work with her. And when we met, it was like kita udah
Udah pernah
lama
kenal
nunggu
ya.
untuk ketemu, and we finally met and we're so open with each
God.
other. It was
Yeah.
amazing.
That's really awesome when that happens.
I know. And seeing them work like on set
Yeah.
in their character. Oh my god.
Berarti
Magical.
apa? The chemistry like on set gotta be like really positive dan super high.
It's unbelievable. They truly become family di ini.
Yes.
Ibu sama dua anak ini. Like they are so close and they become each other's support system in and outside of the movie juga. So
Cool.
I love seeing this.
Dia membawa cerita jadi hidup banget.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yes.
awesome. Can't wait to see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Lagi.
speaking about feature film, Kak Randolph, correct me if I'm wrong. This is your second film,
Second feature.
feature
yes.
film. Yeah, you've made like a lot of short films, right?
In the past,
In the
yes.
past, yeah.
And then after that, aku pernah bikin film Indonesia short film cuman satu. And then after that, I did Preman. Then I did
Nice.
series.
Oh, you also directed in one of the episodes on Nightmares and Daydreams, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I directed 2 episodes. Sama sebelumnya aku sempat direct and wrote for ini co-write juga buat video series Katarsis. judul.
Catharsis, yes.
Catharsis.
Yeah. Yang di Nightmares tuh yang Kiki Narendra bukan sih?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Sama
liked
Marisa
it.
Anita.
Yeah, I
Oh.
loved it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I remembered that episode.
The other side.
Yeah. Dibanding yang lain, to be honest.
Very emotional episode. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yes, I love that.
yeah, to be honest, waktu itu Bang Jo kan datang ke sini kan. So there was this specific goals kenapa dia mau datang ke sini. Gue mau datang ke podcast lu kritik semua karya gue, dia ngomong
Oh
gitu.
wow.
Terus dia kayak nanya ke kita gitu, sebutin your list favorite dari semua filmografi gue. Gue bilang Nightmares and Daydreams. But not that episode. Yeah, not that episode. Yeah, yeah. It was very dreamy.
I'm glad to
Nightmares
hear.
and Daydreams. Yeah.
Oke, well ya, lanjut. Tadi kan speaking about this is your second film, right? Sebenarnya yang pengen gue tanya itu adalah sebelumnya kebayang gak sih your second film tuh would be can we categorize this film as a horror film?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
are there any genre that's actually like
Yang dicampur
Yeah,
ke
describe
dalam
in the
film
film.
ini, huh?
or ini horror gitu?
Gimana ya? Yeah, I mean,
You have a long
Obvious.
answer for this one too. I'm waiting for it.
I think for commercial purposes, we will always sell it as a horror, right? And because that is something yang it's like simple, quick, easy to grasp juga. Tapi kalau nanya ke aku personally as a filmmaker di sini, then I would say it's more kind of a domestic horror with gothic sensibilities.
Gothic sensibilities.
Yes, tapi yeah,
Gothic.
instead of I know like it might sound weird to hear gothic because it's usually European middle age
Yes.
types.
Yeah.
But for us, it's what we take from the gothic is like the creepiness, the threat, the claustrophobia. So even though it's in the Southeast Asian contemporary setting, it still feels
Still-
gothic. So if you ask me what is the specific genre of this movie, I would say it's a contemporary domestic female gothic
Female
Cool.
gothic.
Female
Because
gothic.
it's
Female
very-
yeah, it's very
Yeah.
woman oriented.
yeah, true.
She's actually really dig gothic vibes.
I do,
Yeah,
I
she
do.
loves gothic films.
I do actually, yeah.
Kak Randolph suka gak? I mean
love
like
it, yes.
gothic films.
Yeah.
Yeah. How
Like
about Aurora?
Nosferatu.
Do you like it also?
Yeah.
Ratu,
Nosferatu.
Caligari, from
Caligari, yeah, Dr. Caligari. Oh my god, I
Oh
really
yeah,
like
you
that.
watch it.
Yeah, I watch
Yeah,
it even
yeah.
though it's like a silent film.
I haven't
It's
watched
bad.
it.
You should actually. I think you will enjoy it. Sebenarnya tadi ada pertanyaan aku siapa namanya yang mungkin sedikit terjawab dari pertanyaan Kak Randolph, cuman jawab tadi yang the explanation that you just did. Cuman mungkin aku mau nge-dive deep lagi kali ya, karena
Please.
when ketika aku nonton trailer ini, Dia Bukan Ibu, trailer itu benar-benar apa ya? Title-nya merepresentasikan apa yang aku lihat di trailernya gitu, which is like a family that's struggling karena ada there's like a problem between like the mom and like the connection sama the whole family gitu, and terus itu jadinya mengarah ke hal-hal yang supernatural itu. But kayak kalau misalnya aku tanya Kak Aurora sama Kak Randolph, kayak if you wanna explain Dia Bukan Ibu tapi di luar dari besides like all the horror elements, kayak how do you describe it?
Or probably can you guys like spill other stuff yang gak ada di
Iya
trailer
benar.
gitu?
Probably yeah, that was my idea. That's like
Are there
more
any
correct.
specific things that you guys could spill other yang udah ada di trailer about this film?
Can we talk general synopsis without spoiling atau gimana?
Yes, without spoiling of course.
yeah.
Yeah.
Walaupun kita tadi juga udah tahu kan cerita source materialnya juga akhirnya diubah sama Kak Randolph and the story behind the inspiration. Tapi ketika itu sudah menjadi sebuah filmnya, apalagi sih bisa di-spill gitu. Other yang ada di trailer.
Yes,
Yeah,
or
the
like
general
maybe
synopsis
like
would be
what
good,
can the people expect maybe kayak
Yeah.
yang selain horror elements gitu.
You wanna try taking a crack?
Sure,
at it?
sure. I'll try. Well, it's about a family. It's a mom and a son and a daughter. Jadi ibunya tuh habis ditinggal lah sama bapaknya, suaminya. And then of course also for the kids, mereka kecewa banget, but also they really sympathize with their mother because they see how much their mother struggles going through this breakup, and so they decided they wanted to start. Well, not they, the mother. She decides, let's start a new life. So mereka pindah rumah to this really like weird
Warehouse.
perumahan yang bener-bener satu rumah doang yang hidup, yang lainnya tuh bener-bener nggak ada siapa-siapa di rumah itu. It's like an abandoned
site gitu ya.
perumahan gitu loh.
Okay.
Complex. Yeah. And then, they're trying to keep their spirits up. New life, let's go. But karena karakter Vira ini, dia tuh yang paling attentive with her mother. Dan dia paling caper kayak, those type of kids where like, come on mom, look at me, love me. What are you doing? Can I help you? Do you want to help with something?
Yeah.
And karena dia paling attentive, dia tuh yang paling sadar kalau ibunya nih, there's something wrong with her. She's not like how she used to be. Well, she used to be like depressed and all that, but like this is just not the normal. And also the depressed mom that she knew before. There's just something wrong with it. She's acting really weird, but I'm the only one seeing it. Dino is also very broken inside. He is lonely and has his own focus with like how lonely he is, how blue he feels, stuff like that. Dan juga nggak dapet perhatian dari aku, nggak dapet perhatian dari ibu.
So he's like alone.
Yes.
Gitu, yeah.
And kalau lagi sama aku juga aku ngomonginnya kayak, do you see like what mom did? Do you see like how weird she is? And he's just like, can you please just stop talking about mom? Like it's just getting annoying right now. Gitu. So it's just like how there's 3 people inside this house. Mereka tuh sebenarnya 3 orang yang kayak kekurangan kasih sayang banget.
Yeah.
But they just don't know how to give it to each other. And like that's like so scary and lonely, like being inside a house, like and feel so
Disconnected.
right?
Yeah.
I'd like to add to that.
Yeah.
On top of that, since you Sabrina said about deep diving into it,
Yeah.
I'll go back to what I say previously about the womanhood versus the motherhood.
Yeah.
This is a mother, a single mother yang udah destroyed because out of depression and starting new, like Aurora said, in a new place, pindah rumah semua, to rebuild and reinvent herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And getting back, reclaiming her own womanhood. Meanwhile, dia punya anak yang tadinya dependent banget by the mother, but both of them grew too fast because especially karakternya Aurora is gets like full blown spectacle of the parents ini failing marriage juga. So she tries to be the mother to her mother,
Yes.
to be overprotective. Meanwhile, si Dino-nya itu kayak neglected because Dino is not as exposed to the crumbling marriage as Vira punya character.
Okay.
And yeah, and it's we keep getting back throughout the movie. What does a woman lose when she becomes a mother, and what does a mother gain when she lives for no one but herself? Gitu. And what happens, between this womanhood and motherhood and the loved one yang caught
In between.
between.
In the crossfire. Okay. So it's like a very intimate look ke motherhood sebenarnya.
Yes.
And motherhood ya.
So if you're wondering why is a guy directing something like this, that is because this is my attempt to truly understand again my own mother yang ada childhood woundnya yang
Yes.
dari, it's like intergenerational thing yang happening about the expectation for women mothers and what is expected that they have to shoulder this immense burden with a smile. And dari sini aku belajar dari perspektifnya Aurora, dari perspektifnya Artika, tell me something that I'm not getting here, so we can pose this question to the audience juga, and let them decide sendiri.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question actually. Sebenarnya ini aku mau nanya lebih ke ketika general audience ngelihat trailer ya. Tadi kan sebenarnya Aurora sama Karandov juga udah ngejelasin sebenarnya di the story between these family members ya kan, ibunya seperti apa, anaknya seperti apa. Nah, cuman yang kita lihat di trailer itu kan memang kita tuh kayak dikasih tunjuk, well the mom it's not like behaving normal gitu kan, kayak doing ini kenapa nih, makanya that's why kayak ada question dari karakter Aurora gitu, lihat gak tadi ibu kayak gini-gini segala macam. Nah, can we say karakter ibu itu seperti itu juga ada pengaruh dari hal-hal yang spiritual atau goib? That's why you guys still commercially call it like horror genre gitu, or?
You would be right to say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Are we going to see a lot of jump scares?
Not as many, but
Alright.
just enough, and to our preferences, it's
Okay.
at the right times aja.
Yeah.
Alright.
When the story calls for it.
All right.
Yep.
I
So-
think we focus more on the suspense and the
Okay.
emotional and how uncomfortable it feels
Comfortable.
emotionally.
Yeah.
So me as an audience can expect that I would try to understand the story more rather than feel to be entertained by the jump scares and stuff, right?
I would say the main purpose of us making this movie is still to entertain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? And I would prefer it myself personally, personally as the makers of this film, is for people to walk into the theater, they get like a thrill ride, they have like the suspense feel, they feel some certain things, and if that's all they want to do, they walk out of the theater, makan apa ya, makan siang, blah blah blah, dilupain, that's completely fine. That means we've done our job. But
Okay.
for those who are trying to dig deeper, we want to make sure we already, and we did prepare a lot, plenty for people to unearth and uncover this.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, that's
Cool.
That sounds like a journey.
Yeah.
Because
So,
you say, oh sorry to
No, it's okay.
cut you.
Gimana, Karandov?
Going off from what you said about ada tentang emosi, tentang keibuan, motherhood and all
Yes.
that, tapi apakah ada hal goibnya? For me, the best horror movies are always using the hal yang goib atau monstrosity as some sort of like metaphor for something yang a lot scarier, which is reality.
Yes.
I mean, if you think about like the Babadook, it's basically
Babadook, yeah.
it's the it's a
manifestation
personification of grief, right?
Yeah,
it's a
And
manifestation
it
of grief.
follows. It's the metaphor for STD, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
then Talk to Me. It's basically a metaphor for drug abuse,
Yes.
right? So that's something yang the most compelling and most exciting,
Yeah,
and
that's
all
what-
of those movies
yeah.
are so entertaining too.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. All right. Cool.
So itu Pak, itu adalah experience yang film ini what else like you try to make in this film, right? Yeah.
Dan buat gue pribadi sih, ya first impression gue semakin memudar gitu loh. Ya
Yeah,
because
me
karena
too.
kalau buat gue pribadi tuh ya adaptasi thread viral tuh udah it's like tiring in a way in some level for me personally gitu.
There is a
Makanya-
lot of them too.
Yes,
Yeah, so-
makanya ketika Kak Randolph sama orang ngejelasin ya it's getting it's changing. Ya, apakah jangan-jangan setiap ada adaptasi thread viral gue harus ngobrol kayak gitu? Buat pastiin.
Sebenarnya apa itu sebenarnya question yang dari kemarin pas pertama kali kita dapat kabar kalau oh ini bisa nih kita ngobrolin sama Kak Randolph tentang Dia Bukan Ibu. That was like the one question that that went in my mind
Yeah.
kayak apakah di sini Kak Randolph akan menunjukkan inilah cara yang benar untuk mengadaptasi thread viral gitu.
Soalnya
Well,
sebenarnya gini.
iya.
Soalnya sebenarnya gini Kak Randolph, karena the concept of adapting story kan sebenarnya tuh umum banget di film kan.
benar.
Lu bisa ngadaptasi dari novel, dari TV series, dari film lama, diadaptasi dari cerita pendek. Jadi sebenarnya tuh konsep adaptasi cerita thread viral yaitu ya udah itu adaptasi. Salah satu cara untuk mengadaptasi gitu kan. Kebetulan gue nggak tahu sih kalau di luar negeri gimana ya, tapi kebetulan kan di Indonesia kita tuh punya fenomena itu thread viral gitu kan. Sebenarnya nggak masalah, cuman based on my experience yang jadi masalah buat gue pribadi adalah it's always using the same formula gitu loh untuk thread viral gitu. Pada akhirnya cuman fokus ke jump scares sama marketingnya,
Sama
digenjorin.
sensasi ya.
Kasarnya kayak gitu, sensasinya. That's what makes it actually kayak oh kok kalau adaptasi thread viral pattern yang kalau gue liat pribadi tuh kok sering kayak gitu gitu.
Sama ini apa kayak there's like a lack of evolution dari outcome-nya juga jadinya.
Yes, yeah. That's why kita kayak kemarin pas Kak Randolph sama Aurora nih kita penasaran banget untuk ngelihat film ini tuh gimana approach-nya.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have like very valid reasoning to think like that juga because I mean like it or not thread viral is something that actually speaks to the
A lot of
masses juga.
audience.
Yes.
And for me, it's not. I wouldn't say it's like formula adaptasi thread viral. It's more like the formula of the industry. What people are so used to getting, and they become desensitized, and they want to have like the same thing over and over aja gitu. So it's kind of like a supply and demand thing juga. But for me, it's not about ngelihat wah gak bisa gue thread viral atau apa nggak suka. For me, still starts from the title aja. And the thing is kalau if I try to do the same thing yang generally popular and successful with a lot of thread viral adaptation, then I wouldn't know how to approach it because I feel like I need to be invested for what jump scare is coming, but what motivates them juga.
Yeah.
So I mean there's I would say the thread-nya ini yang udah established sebelumnya, it has quite some following and people like it. And is it everybody's cup of tea? Yeah, impossible for it.
Yeah.
True.
But for us, the movie, yes, it's inspired by, but it's not completely based on by that.
Well, to be honest, I'm relieved
Yeah.
of how the conversation going on so far.
Yeah.
For me personally, yeah.
That makes me like really excited to watch it also.
Yeah.
Kayak, apa namanya?
Yes.
Apalagi itu kan tadi menyentuh female and motherhood. That's like something a lot of women can relate to kan. Dan something like a lot of women can maybe afraid to speak about gitu loh. Kayak misalnya ke loved ones mereka atau kayak ya untuk ngomong ke orang lain lah kayak di publik gitu loh. But maybe I hope kayak with this film it's going to like provide a perspective gitu loh yang solid.
Yeah.
We hope so. We hope so.
Can't wait to see it. It's gonna be next month, right?
Yeah.
Di bulan depan ya, tanggal
25 September.
25 September. Alright.
Let's go.
Well, Sep, I think we have some questions also to Aurora, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Focusing on her.
Oke, ini akan mulai fokus ke masing-masing narasumber nih, which is like Randolph dan Kak Aurora. Let's like mungkin start dari Kak Aurora dulu ya.
Yes.
Okay. Lu di di industri film kan it's been like a really long time. Tadi lu bilang kayak udah dari kecil when you were like 12
13.
dari susah sinyal, terus like and share yang dimana itu memberi dapat penghargaan juga kan di FFI, and then like kayak you ke Shadow Strays, which is like the first international project, and then afterwards like Komang gitu. How has the
It's so
journey
good.
been?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
it's like a
feels
lot.
so
You
good.
have like a lot of
Yeah.
portfolio kayak
Itu
apa?
bagus-bagus banget loh.
Bener.
Susah sinyal. My dad like that film so
Yeah.
much. Ya, yang nyuruh gue nonton Susah Sinyal tuh bokap gue.
Yeah, it's such
Nonton
a
dulu,
family
lucu nu seru
film.
gitu. Oh iya gue nonton. Ya, my dad loves it.
Yeah.
Lanjut sorry.
Iya nggak maksud gue, you have like a lot of diverse experience gitu kan sama film-film dari yang comedy, drama, terus yang action, yang gory,
Yeah.
terus drama yang percintaan di Komang,
Yeah.
terus sekarang horror gitu di Bukan Ibu. How has the journey been for you?
Oh, it's been, well, ups and downs, just like how journey must be, you know, how it's usually are. But it's been very fun, you know, because in every project, I feel like when I go and try to get to know a character, like the before and after I know the character, I'm never the same person. There's always something in me that is changing
Yeah.
because like new characters means like new perspective. You know, I get new perspective. I understand some of the sides in me that maybe I didn't know was there before. And so it's been a journey, and I love it. I love doing this. I love acting. I love getting to know about humans, about
Yeah.
like how our brains work,
Yeah.
and like, and if we're feeling some type of way, what does our body usually do, you know, and like all the layers that humans have, like how they think, how they see each other, you know, like perception is their reality, like all that stuff. I love it.
So you've been like enjoying like ini apa namanya, jadi lebih ke penerapan karakter di setiap project ya?
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
we love like to see you like in every project that you're in. Really.
Well,
you guys.
anyway, do you have any like specific goals yang in this career yang mungkin kayak up to this point kayak gue belum achieve ini nih, I want to achieve this. Do you have some kind of like specific goals?
I'm not really the type of person that has goals, but of course I would dream big. I love dreaming big as I can, but also I think it's because I just love the journey so much that I don't think about the goal as much, you know.
A true existentialist.
Yeah. Okay, girl. I see you.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, but also of course, like there's some hard times with it too. You know, being vulnerable ain't easy. Let me tell you. Yeah.
Gimana tuh apa namanya? Maksudnya kalau misalnya gue nonton di film, I mean like I've only heard about acting dari film-film juga kan, kayak I've never really like seen it langsung gitu di depan mata, kayak nggak pernah nggak pernah ada di circle yang dimana gue bisa langsung ngeliat gitu orang acting di depan gue. And dari semua yang gue denger tuh kayak people been saying like acting, being vulnerable is like the key, and but it's also like draining like a lot of energy. Kayak can you like, you know, kayak just spill, maybe like share your experience, kayak vulnerable itu kayak what type of vulnerability, and like kayak what kind of, can you please my brain is like not working quite smoothly right now. I'm so sorry.
Well,
Cuman ya kayak you understand the question, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I think in every person, in every human, we do have some ego. There's always the I in a person, and I think sometimes when acting, because you are inviting a new character inside you, there might be some belief that maybe you're it's not your belief also, or maybe, you know, it's kind of like a thing that you have been on denial about for so long, and then but with this character you have to open yourself up to it, open yourself up to feel it. So of course, like getting into your core, getting into those dark, deep side
Dark
of yourself.
corners, yeah.
Apalagi untuk karakter Vira ini, I did go deep and I loved it.
And she's a dark person.
You
Despite
too,
all.
Randolph. Randolph's very dark.
Dark corners
Yes.
of our soul. Nice.
Yes,
Very
but
poetic.
yeah, I love it.
Oh, that's cool.
I love getting
well,
deep and dark.
I once saw a comment on social media
Okay.
from the director of The Shadows Trace,
Okay.
Mas Timo Cahyanto. He said that Aurora is the future.
Oh wow.
How do you respond to that?
I hope so.
Or like, yeah.
yes, I am.
Or like,
Claim
no,
that
the
moment.
future is now.
What is that?
Seize the moment.
Seize the moment.
How do you respond to that?
Well, Estimo, thank you. It is a bit of a pressure, but I try not to see it as a pressure because of course, like, I believe in myself because Randolph believe in me. But
I do.
yeah, I know you do. Thank you. But well, I'm very grateful that Timo sees me that way, of course. Yeah.
Ini agak melenceng ya, but are there any hint that the Shadows Tree is going to be? No. Let's move on.
That's
on.
like for
Let's
another
keep that a
session.
mystery.
Yeah.
Okay.
About Randolph, Randolph. Yeah.
Okay.
This is gonna be your second film, feature film.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about it? I mean, apakah lu sekarang di titik ini memang sudah melihat, oke ya, gue akan ada di posisi ini gitu, di waktu ini, or probably you have something else yang kayak ada di bayangan lo as a director, as an Indonesian director gitu, nggak gue ada target lagi sebenarnya. Yeah, how do you see yourself now?
Just I feel like I'm living my dream already. This is what I want to keep doing.
It's such a blessing living.
I'm beyond privileged to be in this position to be able to make stories and tell stories because this is the love of my life. I love it more than life itself sometimes. I feel like I'm just at times I feel that imposter syndrome, or maybe I'm not deserving of all, of this type of opportunity. But being able to tell stories and collaborate and work and get it out there and have people either love or hate the movie, that's I love every part of it. And I'm just so grateful, and I just want to keep doing it. That's the challenge right now. The goal is to keep telling stories, keep discovering things about myself, about other people too, and put it on the screen and have like that dialogue and throw the questions out there and see, the
Response,
interactiveness of people. Yeah, that's why when we're making movies together, we're, we actively try to not give answer in movie. Like a lesson hidup harus kayak gini jadi ibu atau gini.
Not being preachy.
Yeah, because for us, like we give the answer the moment movie is done. People forget about it. We ask the right question, something that people think about too. Then they'll think about it for a long time, and that's why we don't want to spoon feed things, right? Our job is not to say 2 + 2 = 4. It's just our job is just to say 2 + 2 and let people think. If they want to say 5, 3, 4, whatever, then that's out there, and we've already done our job.
Yeah, that's the journey that the audience will have.
Nice. But if I ask you this question, would we see a lot of Randolph Zaini's film in the upcoming years, like in a couple of years?
I hope so. That sounds like a scolding to me because I have not been that productive. My last movie was 5 years ago. Jadi,
Preman was 5 years
That
ago.
was 5 years ago?
2021. 4 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I need to be more productive, but I do take a long time developing story, and I'm trying to be better and faster too. But I always feel like I'm a complete beginner every time I start a new project. I open my school book and all my old notes and learn all the basic again because I just feel like the need to learn and to also learn from my collaborators too. I learned so much from Aurora dari sini. I mean, the move, how to tell the story, not just exploring her character too. So.
Well, gue ada pertanyaan lagi Sabtu. Oh sorry. Mau nanya.
Ya karena Rando lagi ngomongin tentang storytelling. You fell in love with storytelling. But like, what inspires you to be one? What inspires you to be a filmmaker? Apa nih yang kayak pertama kali tuh tiba-tiba kayak hit the nail gitu, or like really spark that fire within?
What got me in love with storytelling or with filmmaking, because those are like two different
maybe like
points of my
storytelling
life.
first and then filmmaking.
Okay.
Dua-duanya gue tanya.
Remember when I said that growing up my father was rarely around, and because he's busy, he's working, he's very ambitious, and he workaholic. For me, being the eldest son, aku udah biasa not seeing my dad around as much. Right, there's that understanding, but growing up, I have a younger sister, and dia itu yang jauh lebih attached to our father, and usually at night she would kayak kind of like cry, papa mana, kenapa belum pulang, kangen and all that. And in a way, for me to calm her down, I used to tell her bedtime stories.
Oke.
So I would read books, tapi lama-lama bukunya habis. And then I would start plagiarize dari sinetron or whatever, and change the character's name and start telling stories. And then makin lama production design-nya makin naik, pakai G.I. Joe sama Barbie, and then with sound design visual, tapi ya G.I. Joe Barbie, tapi dramanya pembunuhan, tapi ada pelakoran juga. So it's all, tapi it might be silly, but at the same time when I was doing that, I feel like I feel her eyes lit up, like there's like this something yang magical, like this is her whole world before, and she forgets everything about like papa ada di mana and whatnot, and we just live in our story world, and it's something yang really magical. That's how I fell in love with storytelling, and yeah.
Very personal banget ya emang. Yeah, that sounds so cool. How about filmmaking?
Now,
Kayak upgrading ke filmmakingnya gimana tuh?
filmmaking, aku sebenarnya dulu kuliah filsafat, karena aku harusnya pergi ke sekolah hukum, lanjutnya di sekolah hukum harusnya jadi pengacara. Tapi waktu lagi kuliah, aku ada mata kuliah yang harus diambil yang elektif, bisa pilihannya mau drama and there's like seni and whatnot. Aku pilihnya film theory. Nah begitu aku nonton ambil kelas-kelas itu ya, aku ngerasa kayak wah, ini nggak kayak pergi ke kelas aja. Dan waktu undergrad dulu ini di Amerika, I was lucky enough to be able to go to school in the US. Waktu undergrad kalau ngambil mata kuliah ekstra itu nggak ada extra charge, plus kebantu beasiswa juga. So I load up semesternya aku itu kayak 2 kali lipat dari normal load semesternya student normal, dan isinya film and I love it gitu. And until one day tahun 2003 atau 2004 aku lagi iseng-iseng mau nonton film, ketemunya CD bajakan, DVD bajakan, and that movie was Old Boy.
So Old Boy was this spark.
Old Boy was the trigger.
Was the trigger, yeah.
I love ngelihat movie in different way, and my old professor used to say kayak the first time you watch a movie is the second time today because there's no more guessing game. Tapi when I watch Old Boy for the first time, it's just like, wow, you can do this with storytelling, with acting, with production, music, everything, cinematography, directing. Nonton sampai habis, and something I never done before in my life. Habis selesai nonton, DVD-nya kan keluar otomatis. Aku masukin lagi. Aku nonton sampai habis lagi. That's how impactful that movie. It's like human soul being bare aja gitu for us to see.
It's like a primal.
Pertanyaan lu Zap, 2 pertanyaan itu menjawab pertanyaan yang pengen gue tanyain sebenarnya. Ya, sebenarnya tadi there was a simple question yang pengen gue tanya ke kalian berdua sebenarnya. As simple as yes or no question. Do you guys love what you do as an actress and then as a director? Just yes or no?
Yes. My answer would be
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Hell
Nah,
yes.
Setelah itu pertanyaan gue sebenarnya, do you guys also love watching films?
Yes.
Dan pertanyaan tambahan, kalau misalnya memiliki profesi kayak aktor, aktris,
Yes.
filmmaker, ya pokoknya revolving di film industry, apakah orang itu harus mencintai menonton film atau mencintai film?
I don't know about this guy. Yo.
Distressed.
There were some actors that I talked to that are my friend that is like, no, you don't need to love film and watch so many type of film and all kinds of film. But I'm like, but that's where you get to know like another, like a whole other world where you don't like watching films. You can experience it without even what was I saying? You can feel it without even experiencing.
Yeah.
Right? And I okay, so my answer would be
Yes.
from my perspective. It's an opinion.
Yeah.
Yes, it is important.
What about Karendolf?
Do I like what I do? Yeah, absolutely yes. Right.
You love watching
do
films,
I
of
love
course.
watching films? I think it's not just simply I love watching film. It's part of my job. I think
Yes.
the most
Yeah.
important job, task for a director to be the first audience, the first movie watcher of the movie. You're going to make, because I feel like you have better product if you not simply make the movie you want to make, but also you make the movie you want to watch yourself too.
Yeah.
If you have nothing to do with the movie, if you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
position yourself strictly as an audience. So yes. The third question, do you need to love movies to
Yeah, do you need to love films or love to watch movies kalau lo mau memiliki profesi di industri film?
Generally, I would say yes. Tapi more specifically, I would say I think you need to love stories. You need to want to be able to tell stories.
Alright,
Yeah.
nice. Oke, 3 film yang ngebuat kalian jatuh cinta sama film. Tadi sebenarnya kan Kak Renov udah nyebutin satu
Iya
atau dua.
benar. Old
Or
boy.
probably you could mention more or less. 3 film yang nge-trigger kalian, bikin kalian kayak oh ya, fell in
This
love
is,
with cinema.
This is my thing.
Yeah.
Cuman 3 ya boleh.
No, you can
Banyak
say
banget.
more. Yeah, you can mention more.
So many.
So many.
You want to start?
You start first. You start first.
Okay. Oh boy, In Bruges, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind,
Little Miss Sunshine.
Little Miss Sunshine.
Little Miss Sunshine.
I love Pulp Fiction, Maltese Falcon, Rashomon.
Showman, wow. From so many eras.
Yeah, so wildly, randomly, yeah. Easy
Rashomon.
Rider. What else? Blue Velvet.
Sabrina's favorite also, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, girl.
David Lynch mentioned. I'm like,
Ice
triggered.
White Shot.
Nice White
Ice White
Shot,
Shot,
yeah.
Stanley
like-
Kubrick. Okay.
Oh my God. I can list
many
like
to
100
mention.
like quickly.
Yeah. Oh wow.
You better stop me and then to Aurora.
No, because we love cinema. I mean, like talking
Yeah.
about films, we're never going to stop that.
Yeah.
Unless produser kita yang bilang waktunya habis. Waktu habis.
Oh, we love to yap about films too.
Yeah.
How about you?
Well, aku nggak bisa kayak 1, 2, 3 nggak bisa gitu loh.
Iya.
Cause
Nggak bisa ngurutin
I can't
atau kayak nggak bisa
ngurutin.
pilih 3. Oh ya nggak perlu diurutin sih.
nggak
Bener
bisa
sih.
diurutin ya.
Kayak apapun yang keluar sekarang nih di kepala.
Yeah.
Oke, aku sempat ngomong ini di Letterboxd, cuman aku I got bullied because aku ngomongnya salah.
You got bullied.
Salah.
Not bullied, but I was just like, I've never heard someone say Incendies like that.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
Hereditary is like your comfort film. Is that?
Oh yeah, is that that? Oh my God, yeah, yeah. I watched Hereditary a lot of times before, like shooting Dia Bukan Ibu juga. I watched it
Hereditary.
again. It's just
Iya,
amazing.
beririsan juga gak sih itu ceritanya kan about motherhood as well.
Yeah, yeah. So I watched it again to like get me in the feels.
Iya.
Yes, Incendies. I still don't know how to say it. I'm sorry.
Sandies.
Encendies. Yeah. Encendies. And the Florida Project.
Yeah.
I love the
Florida
Florida
Project,
Project. The Worst Person in the World.
Hmm.
I actually really miss watching Longlegs, you know? Maybe because I just watched Weapons.
Yeah.
I miss
so
watching
got the same vibe,
Longlegs.
So you
it
like
kinda has-
long legs?
I love long legs.
All right.
Let me in now. You know that part? Oh my God, that part. I love that part.
Oh my God, aku habis nonton itu kayak beberapa hari, I keep like seeing that meme
Yeah.
and like I keep like brain rotting that.
Exactly. I keep on just like watching Nicolas Cage.
Let me in now.
Kalau gue the most yang gue paling ingat tuh Hail Satan.
He'll say itu
Yeah,
di
yeah.
akhir banget.
Yes.
He has like conflicted views about long legs.
Yeah.
Why? Tell
No,
me.
just kita bicarainnya nanti aja.
Iya,
di sini.
Okay,
Okay.
fine.
Continue please. Yeah.
What about Indonesian films? Do you guys have favorites?
Yes. I do have favorites.
Siapa yang mau duluan?
Preman.
And give us specific reasons.
Yeah.
Well, oke, aku ngomong Preman karena emang waktu pertama kali nonton Preman itu kan di JAV waktu itu. I met Randolph before I came in the studio, and Randolph was like very like kayak very soft spoken, very like, oh, thank you, I hope you like the film. You know, I was just like, oh, okay, gitu. Ini gimana ya filmnya, masih nggak kebayang sama sekali. And then after I watched the film, I'm like, oh my god, this dude is so dark. I did not know he had it in him. Aku kayak when I saw him again, I was like, where'd you get all this? Like, where did this come from? So yeah, and then also while watching Preman, I remember aku kayak pokoknya lagi scene-nya Kiva, and I was like really listening to him sampai aku kayak ke depan gitu terus sambil kayak ngelihat bener-bener dalam-dalam. And then that's where I realized that being an actor you get to be heard. And aku nyadarnya di film Indonesia which is Preman gitu. So I was like, oh wow, that was like a realization, like a big realization for me.
Wow.
So it was
You
very
get to be heard
memorable.
in public.
How do you
Exactly.
respond to it, Kak Randolph?
Just honored, just aduh jatuh mic-nya. Salah
drop.
tingkah selalu.
Yeah.
Well, what about you, Kak Randolph? Do you have any favorite Indonesian films? Like all time?
I have like quite a few yang I really enjoy. Trying to clear the blank sekarang apa ya? One of the early one after I got back dari US watching ini Indonesian movie Copy of My Mind was very powerful.
I love that
Oh
too.
yeah.
Ya,
Yeah.
buat gue itu
Joko Anwar.
film terbaiknya Joko Anwar.
I
Cheers, mate.
agree. I agree too.
Yeah.
Yeah, generally I like Marlina,
Yes.
juga
I
Alex
would-
Scala Niskala. Yeah, there's it's all like this very different color, very bold voices in
Yes.
Indonesian filmmaking. And I've been kind of like following a lot of Abang Joko punya career juga because I owe a lot of my beginning di Indonesia to him.
Oh.
Because when Preman waktu mau rilis nggak bisa rilis ke bioskop, it was during COVID. He was the champion of the movie, and that helped me get my first job, which is in a series.
Okay.
And in a way, he's almost kind of like he is kind of like a career navigation mentor buat aku di sini.
Oh, nice.
Especially coming back from the States and starting a career here, I feel completely lost. Everything works differently, and banyak adjustmentnya. But he's like one of the guiding forces di sini. Tapi in every set, this is why I love my job so much. I learn, I get guided by everybody that I meet. So
Wow.
yeah.
Nice. Berarti bisa kita confirm bener dong. Soalnya kemarin Bang Jokan pernah datang sini podcast bareng kita juga dan bilang katanya Randolph adalah satu dari sedikit sutradara yang kalau gue ngobrol sama dia tuh bisa apa adanya.
Yes,
Is that true?
I like to believe so, yeah, and I'm glad he thinks so because kita suka yang habis nonton film apa, dan we would talk about it and say like, okay, what do you like, what don't you like about it, and try to kind of like dissect and learn and just geek out of about the movie.
That's such a fun moment. Yeah.
Dissecting the film, right?
Yeah.
And also kind of like tukar
Precious
kayak
moments.
feedback with each other's work too, to kind of like let's learn, even though I feel like I'm the one like learning more than he's learning from our conversation. Tapi it's just a fun thing to do.
Enjoying the process with it.
Yeah.
It's lovely.
Mau nggak podcast bareng Bang Jokan di sini? Langsung nodong.
Aku nggak diajak ya.
Bareng orang juga iya.
Aku dibully gitu.
Soalnya kemarin tuh gini, Bang Jokan bilang dia mau podcast lagi sama kita, bahas simply kayak nih each one of us yang ada di sini ceritain kenapa kita bisa cinta sama film gitu. Jadi bener-bener kayak
that's fun.
ngasih tahu aja gue suka ini, gue film ini, ceritain kenapa ini kayak gini.
Yeah.
Bener-bener itu it would be like a fun
Basically,
podcast, right?
being open and being
Yeah.
vulnerable.
That sounds excellent. Let's do it. Yeah.
sama Aurora juga for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
come on.
no, off cam
Iya.
tuh dari tadi kita udah baik banget
Iya,
ngobrolin
udah
film
banyak
sebenarnya ya.
ngobrol
Yeah.
sama Aurora.
Yeah, it was very interesting also. Yeah. Nah, speaking about films again,
Asik.
ada film yang kalian dislike gak?
Oh
Do
yeah.
you want to
my
answer that or not?
God.
Nggak apa-apa. Kalau misalnya nggak mau nanti tinggal kita cut.
Hmm.
Kita move forward to the next question.
Sections ya.
Kalau misalnya kalian merasa pertanyaan nggak penting nih buat apa?
Disliking a movie, I think it's like very human and very, of course what I dislike may be different than,
Everyone.
tapi at the same time, I don't know if we say it, even though it's our personal preference, it feels like a slight against like the people working against the movie,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
especially in
Yeah.
your platform, and so. There are movies that I dislike. Movies that I feel I'm not going to mention titles, but when I feel like the resulting work on a screen feels something that is transactional, just selesain aja.
Yeah.
You can always tell if something is not made with intent, with
Love,
with
yeah.
like with love, with commitment.
With passion.
Yeah, and there are many that
Yeah.
that I dislike. Yeah.
Fair. Yeah.
But the thing is, like movies that feel so flawed, so technically imperfect, and amateurish and all that, but you feel like it's made with true passion.
With heart, yeah.
I love those movies.
Yeah.
I agree.
Kayaknya bakal suka filmnya Hong Sang-soo deh.
Yeah.
Itu tuh tadi apa yang dibilang kayak film that feels imperfect and flawed, it's basically his film. But it's so raw gitu.
Okay, I'm looking forward.
Iya, Hong Sang-soo ya.
Okay.
What about Aurora? Do you have any movies that you don't like?
Yeah, of course I have
Of course,
some.
yeah. What kind of a
Yes.
question is that?
Yeah, but I agree with Randolph. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably just films that I don't feel connected with, or just I feel like it's not there's no like grit in it, like not
Grit.
trying to say something,
Yeah.
just doing it just to do it.
Yeah.
Well, actually, the reason why I ask that question because it was actually a very subjective question kan sebenarnya. Kayak kita ngejawab itu sangat subjektif karena dari diri kita pribadi gitu. And itu juga bisa jadi sangat subjektif ketika seseorang mengopinikan sebuah film setelah dia menonton. Nah ini sebenarnya lanjut ke pertanyaan selanjutnya, Sab. This is the question before the last question.
Oh.
Yeah, it's about giving opinion about films and critics sebenarnya. Jadi ini kemarin sempat aku obrolin juga bareng Bang Jokan di sini. Jadi kan, Bang Jokan kan juga dulu dia kritikus film kan. Nah, kalau misalnya di zaman dulu mungkin ketika ada film kritik itu kan bentuknya bisa jadi kayak semacam artikel atau piece di media portal berita ya, media konvensional. Right now it's different. Sekarang itu orang udah bisa jauh lebih mudah di platform apapun untuk nonton film, terus dia taruh kamera depan muka dia giving opinion, memberikan kritik, memberikan pendapat mengenai dia nonton filmnya harusnya gini segala macam ya. How do you feel about it? And how do you respond to critics ketika kalian baca atau kayak aware masuk ke dalam radar kalian gitu?
I love it. I love seeing the people like ada juga beberapa komen kritik post film yang kayak Aurora is so bad in this film and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's always fun like knowing people's opinion and like I love opini yang mereka kayak bener-bener gak nutupin, kayak udah jujur aja just what they think because it's an opinion, you know, it doesn't hurt anybody. Yeah, I like watching it. Yeah.
Processing that ya gitu ya.
Yeah.
Kayak mencerna semuanya. That's cool. That's awesome.
Kalau Kak Randolph gimana? How do you respond to critics? And melihat sekarang orang udah segampang itu untuk bisa memberikan statement atau opini tentang dia nonton film.
Well, that second question about orang itu semua bisa jadi kritik. I think in many ways that's a good thing. It's democratization of film criticism yang tadinya reserved to who kayak Roger Ebert Pulitzer winner and whatnot. I like reading critics. Not all criticism I like kalau argumennya itu nggak valid.
Yeah.
But me, growing up, being a filmmaker, as you grow as a filmmaker, you always get criticism, whether it's from a professional critic or your peers or your audience,
Yeah.
and that's the only way you can get better. Oftentimes you just don't realize aja gitu what you're doing, and that's how you grow. So yeah, I mean I grew up reading all the critics from Roger Ebert. I love reading stuff from Pauline Kael, Linda Williams, Laura Mulvey, all that. I even read yang contrarian film kritik kayak Armand White, and yang pokoknya ada film yang wah semua orang suka dia pasti
dipuja,
bash habis-habisan gitu. Ada film kayak yang semua orang bash dia bilang wah this is a masterpiece of the century gitu. Yeah. But sometimes you see a film criticism kalau mau ngomong yang very accessible ke semuanya kayak di online and whatnot.
Yeah.
You can tell right away if they're trying to be sensational or if they just want to get attention or if they truly love movies.
Ketahuan ya.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
you can analyze that. Yeah.
But the thing is, like, even for the sensationalist type of film critics, sometimes they do get like a lot of views and people like it. But for me, it's simply like, okay, I'm not interested. Doesn't have anything to say. Argument not valid. Whether it's pujian atau kritikan, kalau nggak valid, ya udah, just skip to the next one. That's it.
Yeah.
Selective
That's what I do
hearing,
too.
move on.
Cool. Yeah.
Very,
Alright, Sab.
apa namanya, that's a very healthy mindset to think about criticism sih.
Yes.
Karena, well, gimana ya?
Curhat lu ya.
Gue lebih kayak ke, I feel like I'm not trying to bring down anyone juga sih kayak, but mungkin ini yang disayangkan kali ya di digital space yang buat mendiskusikan sesuatu ketika ada opini yang berbeda, itu tuh sometimes people take it as like an personal attack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
personal attack, like lu kalau nggak sama kayak kita tuh kesannya it was like a personal attack.
It's either like there's something wrong with your taste atau kayak oh my god you're such a cinephile, kayak apa namanya, yaudah go die or something gitu.
No,
Nggak gitu sih,
they
nggak gitu sih,
actually
cuman
say that.
no cuman kayak gimana, kayak lebih ke it's like a very extreme
People actually
expression
says those kind of stuff.
actually.
Really?
Ya, apalagi di X.
Bukan ke kita sih, but
Bukan
like
ke
we
kita,
saw
ya.
like that kind of exchange happens like in digital space gitu, ketika lagi mengutarakan opini. Terus kayak kita jadi kayak mikir, this is not a healthy space for you to have a discussion gitu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I think
Unfortunately,
we all need to remind ourselves kayak whatever comes out from other people's mouth, that is an opinion.
Yeah.
It's like always an opinion.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Well, Sab,
Seru, yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be our last question.
Oh yeah.
No,
Oh,
longer.
extra time. Encore.
Encore means one more episode.
Yeah.
Even concert
Next
one more
episode,
song, it's one more
Hell
episode.
yeah.
lagi.
Udah abis ini ke part 2-nya ya.
Nice.
We'll be
But
so happy to have
guys,
you.
please, kalau misalnya kalian bisa datang lagi, kita sangat
open
pengen
nih.
banget sih.
I would absolutely love to.
Yeah.
Well, we're so chemistry-nya sangat panas di sini.
Juicy, spicy. We like to use those kind of words.
Spicy ya.
Yeah, well, let's go to the last question.
Yeah.
Ini kita balik lagi ke industrinya.
Yep.
Kalau tadi di pertama kan kita nanya point of view masing-masing kan. Kalian melihat industri filmnya kayak apa?
Yeah.
Nah, kalau untuk di pertanyaan terakhir, gue perlu yang nanya.
Boleh gue kali ya.
Ya.
Aku
Oke.
deh yang nanya deh.
Oke. Kalau ada satu hal yang bisa diubah dari industri film Indonesia, what would it be? And
Kalau
why?
kalian bisa ubah itu
Yeah.
right now, sekarang juga, apa yang kalian pengen ubah
Yeah.
di industri film Indonesia?
Cuman satu hal atau ini listnya banyak.
Biasanya ada yang jawab kayak gini, wah ini mah podcast episode lagi gitu karena banyak banget gitu. Tapi ada juga yang kayak langsung ada satu hal nih, small details nih kayak, bisa gak sih kayak dia gregetan sendiri atau gimana ya?
Yes.
So it could be one, could be like
Few.
some things.
Top of my head, just a couple of things. Maybe I would say, I wish there is more improvement di how we are looking at the well-being of the film workers.
So,
Yeah, the crew.
Yes, especially because we don't have union di sini, so there is no protective barrier for all this potential of like abuse for the long hours, the low pay, the safety of that. So that could be improved a lot. Tapi kalau ngomong secara artistically, it would be, to take more risks in stories.
Yeah, I agree.
Take more risk.
Yeah. And the thing is, ironically, you would think that usually the risky movies often come from Hollywood kan, wah segala. Tapi they're actually going more and more towards something yang safe,
Yeah, right now.
right? Because every movie
Actually,
costs so much and they don't want to
Yeah.
take any risk.
Yeah.
But over here, we have like the capability to take that risk, and like what we talked in the beginning of this episode, those movies that are more risky, that are riskier, they're actually paying off really well. That's why I'm feeling really hopeful about that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah. Well, speaking
a good
about
answer.
international production house, Warner Brothers has been killing it, right?
Yeah.
With original films.
With original films, yeah, they're like standing on top of the
Yeah.
mountain right now.
Yeah. All right.
How about you?
How about you, Aurora?
Yes, more risky stories too.
More risky
risky
stories. Yeah.
stories.
Because, well, you know, there's a lot of like the same thing going on, you know, right
Yeah,
now. And like, please, like, I need something like that I can be passionate about and like give my all to, you know. But if it's like, you know what I mean?
Play it safe. Yeah.
Yeah, play it safe. Like, I can't go further than that, you know? So, yeah, please.
More
I
risky
need
stories.
More
something.
risky stories and about
More gritty
welfare
stories.
tadi. Yeah, kesejahteraan. Yeah.
More
Well,
interesting character.
Yeah.
Yes.
benar.
More character driven coming of age film. I love coming of age
Yeah.
character driven film. Yes.
Mungkin nanti di masa depan orang baru bisa jadi filmmaker juga, sutradara.
Amin.
Yes.
I mean,
Madam Director, please.
Yeah. Dying to see that day.
yeah, well, thank you Randolph and Aurora for answering that question.
Ya,
Thank
terima
you
kasih
for
juga
questions.
untuk udah having like such a meaningful conversation with us in here di Black Lodge. Black
Yeah,
Lodge.
this is actually inspired by one of David Lynch film.
Yeah.
Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
With
With the black and white.
checker black and white. Yeah.
Oh.
Fire walk with me. Yeah.
It was like
Well,
a tribute actually. Yeah.
Also don't forget Dia Bukan Ibu
Yeah,
Yes.
akan
benar.
rilis tanggal
25 September.
28
25
25
September.
September.
Dia Bukan Ibu akan rilis tanggal 25 September di bioskop Indonesia.
Yes.
And also, Karandolf, do you want to add that to the description? You know, the world premiere. You
Oh,
want to say it?
this is a news that is kalian yang pertama kali
Yes.
dengar that we got selected as official selection by Fantastic Fest di Austin, Texas.
Wow.
It's
Some
our
applause,
dream
guys.
festival.
Gosh.
And also Dia Bukan Ibu juga masuk ke kompetisi Next Wave di Fantastic Fest.
Main
Oh,
competition.
that's cool. Main competition.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Guys,
That's
give
very.
a huge applause. It's an
Itu
achievement.
achievement. Yeah, such an achievement. God,
Fun.
Well,
what a milestone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good luck, Kak Randolph, Aurora. We
Yeah.
wish you all the success for,
For
the
the
upcoming
release,
film.
yeah,
Dia Bukan
and like
Ibu.
also the festival
Yeah,
competition.
and also the
Thank
competition
you,
in the
guys.
festival, and we cannot wait to see the film.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Jangan lupa juga
Yes.
untuk mark your calendar and watch this film on
25 September.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for being such gracious hosts. It was
Yes,
so much
thank
fun
you,
talking
so
with
much
you
fun.
guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for
We
being
appreciate
here.
it. Yeah.
Creatively fulfilling too, and it's,
Yeah.
feels good.
Hopefully it's not going to be the last talking
Yeah.
with you guys.
Yeah.
Please come
First of
again.
many, yeah, guys.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
be
Thank
waiting.
you. All right.
All right.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Sab?
Let's wrap it up.
Well, guys, thank you. See you guys in the next episode. Karena Cinta Film.
Pantas dibahas bareng. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.